Welcome to another Around the Lake, and I have my really good friend Dave Wigfield. He is a realtor now with Century 21, and Dave, your and I past experience was you were a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but you were a handyman and a great handyman. Took care of some things for me, but now you've moved into real estate. What inspired you to transition from a handyman business to real estate?
Well, Bill, thanks for asking. It's good to be here. I sold that handyman company a couple of years, 2 years ago now. It was a franchised handyman business from Ace Hardware. And if you've watched Ace Hardware, they're expanding into all kinds of different sectors, and that handyman space was one of them. And it was a great experience for me. I owned it for 5 years. I had a small staff, and I did a little work myself. You know, the work I did for you, Bill, I did, but typically my craftsmen would do it. And then that led into bigger and better things for construction. I actually had a lot of clients that wanted to build homes and additions and this, that, and the other. So I went out and I got my contractor license, became a contractor, and over the course of 10 years, that's what I was doing.
But now you're a realtor, and you chose Century 21.
Yeah, I got into real estate because our market here in Charlotte and of course Lake Norman, we're as the national attraction sites go, we're in the top, I don't know, 10.
Yeah.
Where there's relocations happening every day from out of state. And the reason I picked Century 21 is I wanted to be with a company that had a traditional brand, but a big brand, name brand. So that if somebody's sitting in California and they say, hey, let's move to Charlotte or Lake Norman, they could reach out and feel like they had a company that they knew of and, trusted. So that's why I picked that brand, just to relocate. Because, close to, I don't know the percentage, but it's a large number of folks now moving to Charlotte are from out of state and relocating into the state.
And you're strictly residential.
I am strictly residential. I've done a few commercial projects, but my main focus is to capitalize on my background in residential construction and remodeling. Folks that are dealing with a house that they want to sell, there's always an element of, should I fix this up? Should I do the kitchen? Should I do the bath? And I can actually add a lot of value in those discussions, and people appreciate that.
5 years as a handyman with the handyman business, that you were able to build up quite a network of contacts. I'm sure that you're using that in this new business venture.
Well, I mean, first of all, hats off to the Lake Norman Chamber. Was instrumental in me growing that business and helping me get the word out. And local networking associations, the small business network, was very helpful. And yeah, it helped me get my feelers out there and meet a lot of folks. And it was a really good way to set plant the seeds for the real estate company.
And I'm assuming one of the things that kind of gives you an edge as you're working with maybe older homes that have to be renovated or worked on, you can give them advice and what they need to do. I mean, I would think that would be one of the things that might work in your advantage.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, when they're listing a home, they have questions around, is it worth doing XYZ?
Right.
And oftentimes it is, if it's kitchen, bathrooms. I mean, the number one thing for listing a house is to paint. Just get it painted, make it look good. But if you get into, beyond that, if the house isn't selling, I've done a few projects now with houses that weren't selling, and I've helped the folks come in and, fix things up and do a couple projects, and then the houses did sell. I also have a book. I didn't write the book, but I have a book. I don't know if you folks can see it. It's not focusing. I'm not sure why. Anyway, the book is about, the basics on how to sell a home quickly. Right. And that really goes into, what to fix up, where to spend money, because you don't want to overspend, but you want to have that property appeal to the market.
Dave, what do you consider your market?
Well, right now I'm doing multiple things. I've had the real estate license for 10 years, but I've never used it for transactional real estate. So I consider myself a, newer agent. I do have experience, but the markets I'm focused on right now, obviously around the lake, but not necessarily lakefront. The neighborhoods that I've grown to know from the handyman business, and I worked for a year as the GC for Lancaster Docks, and I got to know a lot of those folks with their docks out on the lake. So those are definitely good markets for me. I do have also a new started last week into a program where I'm helping landlords that own their properties and maybe out of state or elsewhere, help them get their property rented quickly with good screening processes and photography processes to get their places rented. Saves them a lot of work, and that's a good product and market that is working for me. But also I go down to Charlotte, and I've got a good working knowledge of Charlotte. We've lived up in the lake area for our time here, whatever, 15, 17 years. But through experience, we know Charlotte enough, and Century 21 has a branch down in Charlotte, so I do some work down in there.
Dave, as we're recording this, it's Small Business Week. It's the first day of Small Business Week. You've been a small business owner yourself. How important is small business to our overall Lake Norman economy?
Well, it's huge, and one of the reasons we moved here is, for 30 years I was in corporate sales, and I don't know how to say it, but I enjoyed those 30 years. They were good for me, but I really wanted to get into a community with small businesses that I could, get a feel for people, build relationships, and impact the local communities. And around the lake, it's just fantastic. The number of small businesses there are, and the support for each other. And the chamber does a great job of promoting small businesses. And, it's a really good thing. It's what I want to be doing as I go into the, fourth season of my working career.
Dave, we have a mutual friend and somebody who's been involved in our businesses, Joe Vagnone. He is the presenting sponsor of Around the Lake. And I think Joe helped get you started a little bit in some of the things that you've been doing.
Well, yeah, Joe actually helped me sell the Ace Handyman franchise, and has turned into a good friend. He's given me a lot of good advice, and he's a shy and a quiet person, and we're trying to get him out of his shell. But other than that, he's a great guy.
Yeah, for people who know Joe Vagnone, they probably just spit out their coffee. Joe has been doing local biz now for how many years? I guess over a decade now, and
long time,
and certainly sort of the voice of small business. Joe Vagnone, a local business broker, and Dave, again, thank you for staying involved in the Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for being a part of our show today, letting people know what you're doing now.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it, and appreciate your work with the Chamber. It's a great organization. Helps us a lot.
Look forward to seeing you around. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. Have a good day.